Holly Holland, and I'm back with another workout in our 7-day challenge for osteoporosis. Today I'm going to be focusing on yoga. I teach both yoga and Pilates in my studio in Louisville, Kentucky. But I especially love the way this emphasizes a lot of bone building in an exercise format that's going to also improve your stamina and flexibility. Okay, so when we're doing yoga, we don't want to do it in a fast kind of pacing for osteoporosis. Rather, we want to go for long holds. It's going to build some deeper stamina and weight bearing into your bones. I call this a dancing warrior sequence. It'll compose 3 different exercises. I'll do twice of the series, and then I'll move to the other side, okay? So you're gonna want a non-skid surface. I've got 2 yoga mats here, just crisscross, because that works for me. I've got my tennis shoes on, just what I had on here. You absolutely could have bare feet, just nothing that's gonna slip like socks, okay? I'm gonna start out by stretching my legs about the width of the mat. I'm going to turn my right hip out and my left hip in. Now, just a quick little reminder that where the femur bone, the main leg bone, attaches here at your acetabulum, that's your hip. Above that, at your natural waist, is your pelvis. We want to think that the hips open the pelvis, not the other way around. We're not trying to torque or become unstable. Now, I'm pretty flexible. I do a lot of yoga. You may not be able to get your hips open this far. Don't worry about it. The most important thing here is that you're aligned. All right, I want to feel that my heels are in the same line. I'm lifting into my abdominals, feeling the tailbone under, the belly up and in. My shoulders are stacked over my pelvis, and my head is stacked on top of that spine. Now I'm going to look out with my hands here. This is Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. I'm checking to just make sure that my inner knee is engaged, so I'm not collapsing or pronating. It's tracking very nicely with that big toe. Now I want to try to hold each of these exercises about 8 to 10 breaths, right? Roughly that's the work that we know that really increases the mass here. And I'm just going to focus on stretching. I could do many different things, turning my palms up, palms down, but you'll get the flow. All right, good. And then I'm going to take my left hand down to my hip. I'm going to bring my right arm up. This is our reverse warrior, one of my favorite poses. I think it feels so great to stretch your side waist. Things that I'm checking in to make sure I don't lock the back knee, that I'm not pushing through the front knee, but just getting a sense that I'm lifting up. And I can draw my head up if that feels good. If it doesn't, I could just look straight ahead. I'm going to transition back to that Warrior 2 and then coming into side angle pose. Now notice that I'm bringing my right hand down here and I'm just kind of opening that hip up a little bit. I don't want to collapse and put all my body weight in there. It's just a movement or a way to stabilize. I'm going to stretch my left arm up and over as if I'm painting a rainbow in the sky. Rooting down through the back heel, reaching up through the hands, and just looking up there. You feel all this beautiful opening, stretching, and I can really feel my hips open. Okay? I'm going to just go back to this, maybe a little bit faster because I've already been here a while. Now I'll feel it more as a dance. I'm going to look out, might flip my palms up because that feels a little softer to my shoulders. Reach up with that right arm. I love that opening there. And then I can extend it out. You're going to feel almost energetic as you do this. One of the reasons I love yoga is the way it helps you focus on alignment and breath and just release, tapping into that parasympathetic nervous system. Because we know one of the key stressors of bone loss, the key ways we lose bone, is stress. And when you're coming into an exhale, a releasing breath, that's going to tap into the rest, digestion, and release. Now you can see here that I just pivoted my feet. My pelvis comes along with the rotation of my hip bones. Typically, the hips are what we find are often very porous with osteoporosis, so I want to stress that as much as I can in a good way. I'm looking again at that alignment, back hips turning in, front hips turning out. I'm going to really lift those abs. I can just feel right there that I want to tilt forward because that's my natural posture position. So I have to balance that out. I'm just trying to allow my legs to open. You want to get stacked here. So You know, it's tempting to kind of push off and lean into it, but work even where you're in a smaller range. Just work there. As you get more open, your feet will come apart more. Stretching my arms out. I've already been here a while talking to you, but I give myself a chance to kind of feel all that active muscle work that pulls on the bones. Right hand now comes to the back of the hip. Left arm's up. I stretch. Oh, I could do this, and it just brings almost a smile into my face because it feels so good in my body. And you start to feel it as a flow, right? Arms are back out. We transition to warrior two. Take the left hand down to the inner thigh, and I'm reaching that arm up and over so you can feel the sense of that arm bone now moving in relation to your shoulder blades, into your spine. Trying to keep my neck as soft as possible. And instead of collapsing down into that front leg, I'm going to use it to help me lift up towards the sky. Yeah, now coming back, here's the flow. Turning my palms up, checking to see that both arms are really reaching out there like I got a broomstick on my shoulder. Take it into that reverse warrior, lifting up, stretching the spine. Really want to not just collapse into that out the shorter side here, but really focus on stabilizing there so you stretch through the long side. And then arms back, here's that transition. I'm really feeling it in the hips, I hope you are too. And then bring that hand down. We reach up, stretch. Oh, it's magic. I'm just checking in places that I know I tend to tense, like push it through the back of the knee, or tensing into my neck and shoulders. Sometimes when we just know our thing, as I call them, right, our little compensations and cheat patterns, we can better address them. As I come up, I'm using the strength of my legs. I'm going to just heel toe my legs back into center. Might be nice to just come back to a mountain pose. Aligning your feet under the pelvis, under the spine, the shoulders, and the cervical spine. Bring your hands back to center, and you might even just press in there. Say a little prayer of gratitude to yourself for showing up for this workout. I hope you enjoy that. I'll see you next time.